Rob Stock last updated 1543, December 3, 2017. Handing over the keys to your rental to a tenant is nerve-wracking, unless you've done thorough checks on them. Renters are going to need to be a lot more careful about angering landlords after the launch of a tenancy risk score. The score, which runs from 0 to a supremely trustworthy 1000, is a parallel to the credit scores that lenders use to assess whether a prospective borrower is a good bet to repay a loan. Created by Tenancy Information New Zealand (TINZ), which is a private company, the scores draw on 15 different sources of information. Landlords will pay around $15 for each tenant check they do. The sources of information include credit scores from Credit Bureau Ilion, which owns TINZ, tenancy tribunal orders, driver's license information, home ownership records, and ratings of tenants given by landlords to TINZ. Read more. Renters v landlords: the argument for regulation. Renters United report calls for caps on annual rent rises. Landlords v tenants: how to live in a house. Renters v landlords: the horror stories from Renters United report. It also includes the list of criminals being hunted by Interpol, the international policing agency. Ratings are everywhere now. Just look at business such as Uber and Airbnb, says TINZ's Ian Barker. TINZ's Ian Barker said the score would help landlords find tenants that posed a low risk of failing to live up to their obligations under the tenancy contracts, including paying the rent on time. But not everybody is happy about the new scoring system. Landlords have to get prospective tenants' permission to check up on them, but tenants. Advocate Robert Whitaker from Renters United says refusing permission isn't an option. Realistically, anyone who refuses to give the permission has a low likelihood of getting a rental, he said. Everyone has to have somewhere to live. Where are you going to live if you are a conscientious objector? Renters United objected to subjective landlords' ratings being included in the calculation of the credit score, he said. TINZ collects subjective landlord ratings of tenants, Whitaker said, which could have an unfair impact on people's ability to find a new home should the relationship with a landlord break down. I'm not saying most landlords are vindictive, but there are vindictive landlords out there, Whitaker said. Baker said a good score was 6,001,000 and a poor score was 500 or below. The best way for a tenant to ruin the score was to get abusive towards the landlord, or get caught taking or making drugs in the house. The worst things are antisocial behavior such verbal or physical abuse towards a landlord, drug use and unpaid rent. The new tenancy risk score is fairly harsh on those, Barker said. The average score across the database was 630. Those scores would only be generated when a landlord made a check, so non-renters would not have a score. Each tenancy risk score is created using a smart algorithm designed to predict how likely a person was of being a responsible tenant. TINZ is able to generate a tenancy risk score on any adult who authorizes TINZ to do so. It's generated in the same way a credit score is generated, except with a bias towards tenancy risk, Barker said. People have the right under the Privacy Act to see the information TINZ holds on them, and demand any inaccuracies